strippers of Reddit. What's your weirdest story while working? One of our role dancers passed away 10 years ago in a drunk driving accident. Every holiday her mom and some of her church friends come into the club and pass cookies and jewelry to girls in memorial. We love our sweet church ladies. I'm one of 5 secular musicians who plays music at the same church as a side hustle. And I gotta say, there's a pretty decent number of decent, non-judgmental folks at some churches. Hit Club. Guy who was a celery farmer came in and gave us all 3 bags of celery. There was also Candle Guy, worked at a candle factory and would bring in the reject. Supposedly other farmers with various free foods would come in, but I only got hooked up with celery and candles. The only appropriate way to stalk a stripper edit. Obligatory thanks for the golden gifts, kind strangers. Also shout out to those who shared the Chelsea FC celery chant. Amazing. Take your upvote and get out. I was the bartender at a strip club for a few months once. I have seen and heard some crazy stories. Classic strip club stuff. But this one time, a customer brought in her pet parrot to the bar. I obviously spent the rest of my shift talking with the parrot. His name was Pickle. He tipped me $1. He was a real gem. Man, getting tipped $1 by a parrot. I'd frame it. I have a short video still of it. I need this. A buddy paid me back $200 with a banded stack of $2 bills. Went to a nearby club with a friend and all was well, until a young dancer took the stage. We began putting money on the stage and she just stops and says, "What the duck is this?" Apparently she hadn't seen a $2 bill before. That's funny considering I've heard some clubs give out $2 bills if you need change for larger bills for tipping. The girls are liable to get more since the minimum tip is $2 if you got change. And you're encouraged to spend all of them because everyone else in town knows where you got a bunch of $2 bills from. That's exactly how it worked in the strip club in a town I lived in for a while. I worked retail at the time, and it was a clear sign that you had someone who either worked there or frequented there. There's a very sweet older man who is a regular at my club. He's never gropey and always tips in 20s. His only request is to lick and suck in the bottom of our shoes. I can't see the harm in it, but it grosses some girls out. I guess so long as he's paying. He can shine my shoes all day lol. Our club has been closed for months now. I wonder how he's doing these days. Probably a lot healthier, you would have to think. That man is immune to every disease and virus on this planet. Dude knew the pandemic was coming and has been training his immune system in strip clubs. Infinite IQ. He's got the Mr. Burns, where every disease is in perfect balance with each other. I feel like most dancers have countless stories. Hard to find weird ones because they're all a little odd and it becomes normal over time. One man spent over 1,000 on me over a couple hours. I massaged his back and he fell asleep in a champagne room. When he woke up he said, "How did you know exactly what I needed?" After the champagne room he wanted more time with me and we went to do several private dances. He cried during them while I sat on his lap and sang to him and brushed his hair back, massaging his scalp with my nails. Another man came up to me garbling about worshipping me and wanting to lick the bottom of my heels, suck the stiletto and drink my urine. It was so slow and I was reading a book in the back of the club. So I was awfully surprised when someone approached me and unleashed all of that on me. My manager said he'd pee in a glass for me if I really wanted to go for it. Edit, wording and added some more details. Also, the song in the first story was Breeze Blocks. For those of you setting the tone with Sarah McLachlan playing in your head. Who hurt that first dude WTF? Yeah. The story about him reminds me of those rescue puppy videos on YouTube, where the puppy cries and is terrified to be touched. Equals. That's literally how I feel. That's sad as duck. I didn't know I was like that until I had a girlfriend that really loved me. I started weeping when she sucked my toes. I don't even care about having my toes sucked, but to finally have someone genuinely want to kiss and caress every inch of me, that hit hard. Not really weird but sad. One time I was doing a VIP session and this dude legitimately told me to stop dancing. and basically broke down in front of me, telling me he was only there because his friends dragged him along to cheer him up. From what he told me, he caught his wife in bed with another man, and they recently just got divorced. He told me his now ex-wife told his kids that he was the one cheating, and his kids basically hated him now. I've never felt so bad for a total stranger in my life. This just happened to my friends and family. The wife had an affair with another man and was caught twice. Each time she apologized. News came in today that she somehow made the husband go to sleep or made him unconscious somehow and left with everything valuable, jewelry, money, etc. and both of the daughters. I really don't get how people could do this to anyone. Edit. Fixed typos and made context more clear. So she drugged him, robbed him, and abducted the children? Time to call the cops. Oh. She even ducking called the cops on him. Saying what? Question mark? He needs to report her to the cops. I went with my friend on a sorta slow Tuesday night. Met this dancer that hated this one creepy dude and asked me to keep buying dances and she'll pay me back and take me to the 24-hour folk place. Heard this one before. I keep buying dances and we talk about Zelda OOT. End of the night comes around. She gives me her number and texts me to meet at the folk place in an hour. A woman of her word. She gives me my cash back and buys me pho. TL. Dr. Stripper bought me pho. Had her, I never would have believed that. Sounds like the oldest trick in the book. But she said she was doing to meet me to the bouncer as they escort you out. But no, this is a stripper who chose to make $0 for her shift to avoid a creepy guy. Avoiding a creepy guy in a strip club. Not a stripper, but was an escort. A man booked me for $400 for 2 hours just to get naked to have dinner in the room and talk to him on the bed. Never wanted sex. Just be naked and talk about stuff. He said he never get to talk to his wife like that. Kinda sad for him. I've had friends / relatives with marriages with seemingly no connections like this. An old friend of mine had sex so infrequently with his wife that when she wanted to have a baby he was over the moon with excitement. And of course she got pregnant on the first try, then immediately shut him down again. Poor guy was a genuinely good person. Perfect husband and dad, and his wife treated him like she stepped in something. She was a total cunt to me and my wife too. I always wanted to ask him why doesn't bail, but I figure it's not my place. I can't understand it. How do these marriages keep going for so long? How long have they been together? At some point he probably just stays with her cause he got used to being together. Happy or not, he just doesn't want to be alone, I guess. At the time, this was more than 20 years ago, maybe 5 years tops. I think it was closer to 3 to 4 years at the time. That's probably it then. Even if he was unhappy back then. Finding someone new and having to start from scratch is too much effort for some people. Plus you said she got pregnant, which makes it even harder. I hope he's happier now. //Ash1. Guy was in with his 20-something son. I get the guy to go for a dance. We're in the booth nearest to the entry foyer area. Partway through the song, I look over and see a group paying the cover. One of which is a girl who is staring at us. Next thing I know, this chick has plopped down in the booth next to the guy and goes, "Hi dad." The whole family had come to the strip club. //Ash2. A few of us shared the same regular customer. Very nice soft spoken man. Played the ukulele as a hobby and drank ginger ale in the club. Always bought at least a half-hour VIP. Often multiple hours. And tipped well on top. Absolute gem of a customer. The catch was that he had a combination of fetishes. He would wear a chastity belt with a chain on it so the girls could pull on it. He also liked to imagine he was a puppy and do this third person roller play bit. Like, he would say, if you and other dancer had a slumber party, what would you want puppy to do? Would you put puppy in his cage? I have lots of stories, but those are the weirdest that spring to mind. Hi dadid, if that's an okay thing to say in a strip club, lol. Honestly, if it were me running into my dad at a strip club, I would also probably loudly call him dad and give him endless shit. But also likely very quickly because ooh. She definitely thought it was hilarious. She had a shit-eating grin on her face. He was just speechless. The bouncer actually ran over going, "Miss, you can't just sit there. People are dancing." And she cheerfully went, "Oh, I know them. He's my dad." Wait, so they didn't plan to come together? Does a third party experience count? A few years ago, when Skyrim was still all the rage, got dragged to a strip club with a friend's birthday party. Noticed that one of the strippers had a Skyrim logo tattoo for a tramp stamp, the Septim Dragon/Diamond. Pointed it out to the guys in the party, and one dude peeled off to get a dance from her. Fast forward a couple hours and we realized that he never came back to join us. I went looking for him and sure enough, he's sitting in one of the private dance booths. The chick is naked sitting next to him. He's rubbing her feet and they are discussing Skyrim mods. Later on it turned out he ended up spending $400 for the pleasure and she didn't do a single dance for him. Is your friend's name Henry, and does he have a channel called MXR Mods? So that's how he met Jeannie. You may want to be on the lookout for people wearing Crusader helmets in the near future. Cousin's friend is a former stripper. Told this one at a family gathering. Essentially, this dude paid for the full VIP treatment, room and all that. But 4 minutes in or so, he wanted to show his dogs. He spent the entire rest of the time showing her his dogs and videos of them playing. She asked him why he spent his money for the full VIP treatment just to show dogs. He said, "Oh, I just wanted to show my dogs to someone, but couldn't find another way." Apostrophe. That's oddly wholesome. But it says so much about our society that someone paid hundreds of dollars in a strip club because they were lonely and no one else cared about them. Either that or they were into showing pictures of their dogs. I think if I'd have the money and stones to do that, I would. I like showing and telling people I care about stuff I do and like. But understandably, not everyone cares about the same things I do. It'd be fun to do that. And if I get lucky, make a new friend over it. Okay. You/full of shit and cum. Why does everyone on Reddit love my name so much? Not a stripper, but oh my life to one. Used to work at a strip joint as head of security. One of the girls, they called me little brother, so I called them girls, said one of the patrons was creeping her out. We made creepy. We are talking Scooby-Doo creepy. Dude leave. Girl then asked for someone to walk her to the car as she had a bad feeling. I said I would as I was not busy. I went out first, checked around, and did not see anyone in the parking lot. Went and got the girl, and started to walk her to her car. Creepy dude came out from the dumpster. I did not see him in time, and he smacked me in the back of the head with a brick. I go down to both knees, I hear high-pitched girly screams. I'm trying to get to my feet, clear the cobwebs. Thankfully I have more bone than brain. Only to find the girl smashing the creep's head into the ground. After she literally crushed ONR of his testicles with her foot. She said he was trying to smash the brick into my head a second time when she went on the offensive. Did a hell of a number on him. Holy shit. It's why to this day I do not know why people want to mess with a stripper. The ladies can kick some ass if they need to, not to mention the bouncers. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.